Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And today we're starting a brand new series, but is a continuation of sorts from one that we did a little over a year ago. If you remember, we did a series called What If Madara Uchiha Was Reincarnated in Konosuba? And during the events of the Konosuba movie, we had a special introduction to an old shinobi of ours, that being Jiraiya the Toad Sage. Yes, we've come to learn that Aqua, in her carelessness, has sent many of our favorite long-gone Naruto characters into the world of Konosuba by circumstance. But what have they all been doing around this time? Well, with the recent addition of the Konosuba Explosion in the Wonderful World, I thought, why not explore this possibility now? We're going to use this series to show what was the relationship between Megumi and Jiraiya prior to the events of this universe, as well as seeing what's Jiraiya been up to this entire time, as well as learning more about the world of Konosuba and about the mysteries that surround this wonderful, explosive, creative world. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Kazuma and the gang have finally come back home from the Crimson Demon Village. Everyone was looking to relax after everything they had been through. Madara sitting on the couch next to Wiz, Aqua relaxing in her chair, Darkness sitting with Jiraiya close beside her. Everyone had taken their seats, but the eyes were lingering upon Megumi and Jiraiya. Madara glancing at them. "Okay, Sanin boy, you've got some explaining to do," Madara would say. And just how long have you been in this world?" Tobirama would ask. I've been here for a minute. The two would look at him, neither one letting go of their glare, before Jiraiya finally had enough. "Okay, that is it. You two don't get to judge me for one moment. I wasn't the only one that got sent to this freaking world. What have you two been up to this entire time?" And wait a minute. All three would then turn to Aqua. Aqua, who tried to hide her face. "You're the one that sent us all here in the first place. Do these people know who you are?" "You're talking about Lady Aqua," Darkness would say. "She's an archbishop." "She's a god!" That's kind of hard to believe," Megumi would say. "What?" Kazuma got up in a fit. Oh, the hell with it. Look, I just want to know how the hell you two know each other and how you know these two over here. Kazuma trying to figure everything out. "Well, it's a long story and..." "Start talking." Okay, fine. "Looks like we have to go back. Go back a ways. Go back to a far distant place in time and memory. A place where fact becomes fiction, fiction becomes fact. Where the veil between illusion and reality, and somewhere the truth resides in a valley, a field of lies. Going to a world that's hidden in darkness, hidden behind the corridors, the fate, the universe, everything that we..." Ow! My head! Enough with the grandeur. Get to the story. Oh, okay, fine. Let's see. How we first met. Well, it all started a long time ago. In a village. Not too far away. In fact, it's the village we all just came from. So, it all began on a day when Megumi, along with Yunyun and the other students of the Crimson Demon Magic Academy, although out of all the girls, there's only 3 you'll need to be aware of: a girl named Funifuda, a girl named Duranko, and a girl named Ottaway. They were all out in the forest where their teacher had frozen a bunch of monsters for them to kill, although Yun had her misgivings, mainly because of the fact that, well, the monsters were all frozen. Not with magic, no, they were frozen in blocks of ice, and the weapons were all kind of hollow. Well, say for hers, her weapon was an actual dagger that she had bought. Safe to say, the students probably didn't have the heart to really kill anything. However, they soon learned that in this world, it's either kill or be killed. For you see, just as the girls were trying to build their resolve to strike down a smaller creature, larger ones began to appear. Gargoyles, monstrous flying beings who breathed fire. The newly inexperienced Crimson Mages all went running for their lives, not knowing if this was indeed going to be their last day on Earth. For Megumin and the others, they had no way of battling against these gargoyles, and their teacher had long since wandered off to where they did not know. However, almost as if it were by chance encounter, as if it were fate itself, a streak of white would start to appear, moving quickly amongst them throughout the forest. They heard a loud cry from high above them in the air, where they saw a boy with spiky white hair and with red lines running down both sides of his face. He did something strange with his hands, making weird signs as he bellowed out, "Fire style! Fireball jutsu!" And he was met by 2 smaller sounds behind him. On both of his shoulders, it looked like toads. A green toad and a red toad. The red toad shot out what appeared to be wind magic, and the green toad shot out what appeared to be toad slime. The gargoyle was covered in the slime that was ignited by the fire, which was engulfed by the wind, incinerating it and causing it to fall to the ground. The young boy landed in front of the girls as he pulled out from behind his back on a pouch what appeared to be a small knife. Another gargoyle would emerge and would go slashing towards the boy. The boy seemed to be hit and the girls feared the worst. However, he disappeared instantly, turning into a log. The girls were mesmerized. They had never seen this type of magic before. The magic to turn yourself into a log? No, Ottaway would think. He was there. I could feel his aura, but almost as if he had switched himself with something, like a form of substitution. The gargoyle would be surprised as the young man would appear behind him once more, as he plunged what appeared to be the small knife into the nape of the gargoyle's neck. However, it didn't cut all the way as the young boy flipped over once more, before delivering a series of body blows to the gargoyle, kicking him back once again. "All right, little green one, hit him with another dose of slime." The toad would bellow out once more as slime went covering the forest floor, causing the gargoyle to slip and fall into place, as the young man would jump ahead over him once again, throwing out from his pouch more of those little knives and what appeared to be small disc of knives. He weaved another series of hand signs, and instantly the knives began to multiply, to double, to triple, quadruple, all of them bellowing into the belly of the beast. "Ninja art, Shadow Shuriken Jutsu." The shurikens would all be buried into the chest of the gargoyle as it went coughing up even more blood. Jiraiya firing off yet another style of fire, destroying it. As he landed onto his feet, the girls would go rushing towards him. As they did so, they would see that he was not from their village. Megami stepping up first. Who are you?" The boy turned with a grin. He posed on a rock, standing with his arms outstretched as he smiled. Finally, I can do it. I am the legendary Toad Sage, born from Konoha, straight out of Mount Miyaboku. My name is the Sunning Jiraiya, and I'm really hungry. Ugh. The boy passed out soon after, the toad seemingly disappearing in the thin air. The girls would rush towards his side, not having any idea of what was going on or what had happened to him. Ottaway would step forward. He's a boy of immense power and strength. Definitely not something that you see every day in this line of work. I mean, you're telling me, but still, where on earth could he have come from? I mean, after all, we've never seen him around here before. Yes, that is true. I also wonder where he could have come from. Of course, the girls lamenting over what had happened and this strange boy's appearance would be short-lived as they could hear another cry from out in the distance. Hey! Someone! Help! What's going on? The girls would go and see what was happening now, only to find that there was someone from their village here. A man by the name of Brokuri. He was someday going to inherit the shoe shop. The girls will inquire as to why he was inside of a hole, a perfectly digged hole. Well, he will explain that he was here because he was trying to meet with a girl named Sakoet. Sakoet being a rather beautiful girl in the Crimson Demon village, and well, he thought that he could get closer to her. And by get close, I mean stalk her, watch where she trained every day, hope that in the midst of her training she fell into this hole, and then he, pretending to be the shining knight in armor for the rescue, would pull her out of the hole. Well, safe to say, he ended up staying in that hole for the rest of the night. The girls were not looking to incur him or his antics, but this mysterious boy, on the other hand, that was of top priority. The headmaster would arrive along with their teacher. As the girls explained what had happened, they would stand on guard as they would wrap up the boy in rope, not knowing who he was or where he came from, suspecting he might be an enemy. With that, they took him to the academy where he was kept. Eventually, he awoke, finding a plate of food in front of him. Ottaway would be the first one to greet him when he awoke. Well, hello there, sleepyhead. It's nice to see that you are now conscious once again in the world of the living. 98 centimeters. Not bad. 98 centimeters? Nothing. What's the matter? You were so bold during the battle, but now it seems as though your courage has wavered. He seems as though he's lost all speech. If we hit him in the head again, maybe he'll learn how to talk better, Megami would say. Wait, Megami, don't do that. Oh, come on, Yun. We have the opportunity. We don't know what he's capable of. I think a couple of good hits might jog his memory. Wait, we can't. Girls, calm down. Hi, I'm Ottaway. These here are my classmates. Hi, my name's Funifuda. I am Duranko. I'm Yun. Name's Megamine. And I am Ottaway. Tell, who are you? You called yourself the Sanin? Toad Sage. It's Jiraiya. Jiraiya. Such a mighty and powerful name. Also, are you hungry? Yes, I'm so hungry. I see. The girls waited till Jiraiya had scarfed down all of the food that they had given him along with drinking water, as he would thank them tremendously for the meal, although he would have to ask why he was tied up. Because, the teacher walked in, we don't know who you are or where you've come from. Now, explain yourself, stranger. Oh yeah, I have no idea. Look, this is gonna sound incredibly stupid, but I think I'm from another world. Another world? The teacher would say. What world do you come from? What power do you possess? And what is your business here? I come from a village. It's called Konoha. Konoha? The village hidden in the leaves. A village hidden in the leaves. So, is it obscured with a form of forest magic? Otherway would ask. No. We just call it that because it is surrounded by a forest. It's just that it's surrounded by a forest with a lot of trees and a lot of leaves. There are other villages as well. There's a village built on mountains, so high in the clouds, it's called the Cloud Village. A village in the desert, surrounded by nothing but sand, we call it the Sand Village. There's a village made entirely from the earth itself, and we call it the Hidden Stone Village. And there's a village that's surrounded by a mist, and it's called the Hidden Mist. Ah, villages hidden by the elements. Tell me, is there a village hidden in fire? A village hidden in lightning? Those are countries. Countries? So, why are you here? Well, let's see. Jiraiya had to think back. What was the last thing he remembered? He was fighting against... That's right. Nagato. My village. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get back home. Get home? What do you mean? Look, I don't have time to explain. The village, Tsunade, Naruto, they need my help. I've got to get out of here. You're not going to be able to break those binding seals. No one could ever escape the power of a true what? Jiraiya immediately broke free. Using his chakra, he enhanced his strength to break through the ropes. The students all stood on guard, not knowing what Jiraiya was going to do next. Look, thanks for the meal, ladies. It's been really helpful, and thanks for the view. But I have got to get out of here. So, see ya! Jiraiya immediately jumped out of the window, landing on the ground as the head teacher called out for guards and for someone to capture him. He bit onto his finger before slamming his hand to the ground. Summoning Jutsu! Immediately, what appeared to be a large toad would be summoned. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are these Naruto toads? No, they're Konosuba toads. But this is pretty much the power that Jiraiya had gotten from Aqua. To explain everything ahead of time, he has the ability to communicate with the toads from Konosuba, and he can form summoning contracts with them. Basically, he can make the toads of Konosuba his familiar and use them in battle. On top of a large blue-headed toad, Jiraiya would then jump forth as he went out, trying to leave. The girls would follow behind, chasing after him. Jiraiya would continue on for as far as he could, but eventually his toad needed to rest. However, once he had been stopped, he continued looking on. Nowhere. Nothing. Nothing in sight. This world. It's really not my own. Jiraiya didn't know what to do. What could he do? What had that goddess told him? He remembered vaguely. To gain his reward, defeat the Devil King. The Devil King. And just where in the hell am I supposed to find him? And even if I did find him, I don't really think I have the strength to match him at the moment. It didn't take long for the girls to catch up soon after. Using their forms of magic, they eventually found Jiraiya. The five in particular: Funifuda, Duranko, Adoe, Yunyun, and Megumin. The girls stood on guard as they looked at Jiraiya, who was just staring off at the distance, the sun now beginning to set. "Are you okay, Jiraiya?" Megumin would ask. "No, I'm not. I can't get home." "You poor thing," Adoe would say. She walked forward and pulled him into a hug, burying his face deep within her large, well-endowed bosom. Jiraiya wanted to be sad and happy. He was a mix of both. Megami couldn't help but look on in a little bit of jealousy and anger. "You poor, poor thing. Trapped, stuck in another world. Your friends and family. You're worried about them, aren't you?" "I am. I need to get to my student." "Your student?" "Yes. His name's Naruto." "Such an awesome name. Tell us more about him." What ensued was a long night of storytelling, to say the least. Jiraiya telling them the tales of his homeland, of the world that he came from, the things he had seen, his experiences. He would tell them of his battles, and then he told them mostly about Naruto. It was something that they saw he talked about with a great passion. This Naruto. A boy who had the dream of becoming the Hokage, or the head ninja of his village, scorned for the demon that was sealed inside of him from the night of his birth. A great tragedy, the loss of his parents, the loss of his innocence. The stories of how he never gave up, how he overcame the obstacles and the odds stood before them, from the loss of his best friend and his yearning to bring him back home. It was a tale that was so inspiring, so gallivanting, a story that truly touched and moved the hearts. By the time morning came and Jiraiya's story had come to a close, all the girls found themselves in tears. He went through all of that. He lost his best friend. And he suffered tragedy on the day he was born. Why were they so mean to him? He didn't do anything wrong. And he still became a hero. It's not that sad of a story. It's too tragic. I mean, yeah, but still, he ended up becoming an amazing ninja. That's why I need to get back. But if what you've said is true, you're stuck in this world, and you can only get back if you beat the Devil King? Yeah. You think you know how you can point me to him? With all due respect, at your current level, you're not gonna do much against him. Huh? Come on! Yes, you are skilled, they would say, but still, it's gonna take a lot more than what you have now. I'd say at most, you're at a level 7. That's impressive, but it's not gonna be enough. Wait, my power can be assigned to a number? Then what numbers are all of you? Well, we just started at the academy, so we're about 1, 2. I like to think of myself as a 3, Ottaway would say. You always think that. But still, Megami would say, what are you gonna do now? I don't know. I mean, it looks like I'm gonna have to get stronger. You think I could go to this academy of yours? I mean, I have these toads with me, but there's still a lot more to this world that I need to learn. Apparently you guys have this stuff called magic? Yes, don't you? Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it magic. I call it chakra. Although I'm guessing it works like magic, I have no clue. Those things you did with your hands, what are they? Hand signs? They're what allow me to use my chakra, my ninjutsu. Your ninjutsu? Yes, ninjutsu. Come on, you guys don't have ninjutsu here either? Okay, fine. I'll explain it. Ninjutsu is the combination of your spiritual and your physical energies. When you combine the two of them together and you keep them in harmony, you're able to access a power called chakra. Your physical and your spiritual? Otherway would get closer to Jiraiya. I didn't know you were such a spiritual man. Anyway, how does magic work for you? Well, it's something that's within us. The more you use it, the powerful you get, the more you can level up. You gain that through points. Points? They would bring Jiraiya back to the academy. The headmaster and the teacher were still worried about him, but after Jiraiya explained his case as best he could, although they couldn't really believe the whole being from another world part, and Jiraiya didn't even bother trying to explain to him that he was reincarnated, mainly because who would actually believe him at this point? They were trustworthy enough. But right now they have more problems to deal with, such as the barrier being broken down and more monsters were starting to loom in. So for now, they were just going to let the girls stay in the library and study, and for Jiraiya to try to figure himself out, I guess. Jiraiya was now unofficially the 12th student of the academy, since there were only 11 of them at the moment. They had given Jiraiya his own magic skills card to see what he had, and they could confirm he was at a level 7 with a lot of different skills and techniques that they had never heard of. All the same though, it only confirmed that Jiraiya, while he was indeed powerful, wasn't powerful enough. However, they would have their hands full with another situation. Remember that guy that got left in the forest? You know, the one that dug the hole. Well, he ended up using teleportation magic to summon himself to the library. Teleportation could only take you places that you were familiar with, and for him, he came here because Saketo, well, she came to the library often, and Bakuro, he would just check out books that she would turn in. Yeah, safe to say he was a stalker, and not in a good way, although there was nothing good about being a stalker to begin with. In either case, the girls were fed up with his antics, so much so that they started burying him with books. Jiraiya would walk over to the young man. Who are you? Name's Jiraiya. Sounds like you're having trouble with love, I see. Yeah. Well, I happen to know a thing or two about love. Wait, you do? Megami would ask. Hey, I'm a best-selling author in my world. You are? Otherway would rush over to Jiraiya immediately. You're an author? I want to be an author. I bet you have so much wisdom and advice. Tell me, what's your writing process? What do you do? My writing process, huh? Well, I like to get inspiration. The girls would listen in intently. What inspires you? I'm inspired by the human body. The human body? Yes, the human body. It's something that people try to shun, something that people try to hide and keep hidden. But no, the human body, it's something greater. It's grander. It's the peak form of all forms in life. People try to shame you. They think that you're weird or that you're wrong just because you sneak in the baths and you want to get a quick look at the human form. But for me, the human form is what inspires me. It's what drives me. It's what motivates me. It's what keeps me moving forward day in and day out. That slenderness, the curviness, the voluptuousness of it all. Every nook and cranny, just to get a quick peek through the steams of a hot shower. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's the ticket. That's what drives me. That's what motivates me. That's what moves me forward. That's what keeps me going. That's what... It sounds to me like you just like to look at girls in the hot springs, Megami would say. You know, you called yourself a toad sage. Right now you're coming more like a pervy. Don't you say that. Don't you dare say that. I was called that enough in my past life. I'm not going through with this again. I am not what you would call a pervert. I am a visionary. A visionary? And what do you see? I see myself. I see myself buried in 106. 106? Yes, the 106. I know it's out there somewhere. And someday, I will be the one to claim it. It's greater than wealth, greater than fame, greater than power, greater than anything that the world has to offer. My dying words will drive countless souls into the world out to find their treasure, something greater. I'm not talking about a main piece. I'm not talking about a side piece. It's something greater than a one piece. The 106. Anywho, buddy, you. Yeah, you're trying to get closer to this girl, right? Jiraiya would say. Well, I think I know just the idea. Jiraiya, Megumin, and Yunyun would then go out to the forest, where they expected Saketa to be training. There, the idea was going to be simple. Jiraiya was going to dress up like a bandit, and he was going to try to attack. Then, while Megumin and Yunyun would be as his backup, they were going to allow for an opening for Bakuroi to jump in and to save Saketa. Well, at least that's the idea they originally had. What ended up happening was, well, from out of nowhere, an army of one-punch bears would arrive. Yunyun would fear for her life as she grabbed a stick and drew a circle on the ground, and Megami would jump in. A circle, Jiraiya would say? Yes, it's the only way to fend off against a one-punch bear attack. You gotta be joking. The one-punch bears would start attacking, and then Jiraiya jumped into the circle as well, along with Saketa. Bakurai, well, he tried to draw a circle, but he just started getting beaten up over and over and over and over again. That was an oval! It has to be a circle! Move over! As they all hopped into the circle, the one-punch bears looked down. When they saw it, they pointed at Bakurai before turning and leaving back into the forest from which they came. You know, it could have been a lot worse. How's that? Jiraiya would ask. Well, if we had been wearing goofy hats, holding a plate of cubed cheese, and shaking maracas with flashlights and hollering like a wild mangy mutt, well, the beatdown probably would have been 10 times worse. Hey, you're supposed to be the expert shinobi. Why didn't you get involved in the fight? I'm still recovering my strength. I haven't eaten in almost 3 days. I don't really feel like myself. And besides, those one-punch bears look like they mean business. Well, I mean, at least it was just one-punch bears. This circle never would have stood up against one-punch rhinoceros. What attracts them? The sound of a one-punch bear attack. Wait, what? Oh, don't worry. The one-punch rhinoceroses died off a long time ago. It was during the Great Extinction. It happened to all the male orcs also. The male orcs? Uh-huh. Now there are no more male orcs, just females. Just females? Tell me, where are these female orcs? You don't want to know. They haven't had a man in so long. Any man they find, they end up crushing him till there's nothing left. They call it death by snoo-snoo. Death by snoo-snoo. I will put a rain check in that. However, in the meantime, there was something else that had to be attended to. That being Saketa trying to figure out why Barukurai had been following her this whole time. She was getting tired of his antics, although Barukurai would play it off, stating that he just wanted his fortune told. Well, she could do that at least, if that was all he wanted. Although, when it came time for him to ask his fortunes, and he asked about love, the crystal ball showed him absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. He ended up leaving in tears, but she didn't mean for him to feel bad. I mean, at least she hoped he didn't. In the meantime, she asked if any of them wanted their fortunes told or if there was something they wanted to see. Jiraiya would step forward. Hey, if I asked you to show me something, do you think you could? If it pertains to you, Saketa would say. I'm gonna give you a name. Do you think that ball can show me how he's doing? Sure. What's his name? Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. Saketa would look into the ball. It began to glow, and in the faintness of the glow, they all could see images. Jiraiya looked and he saw within the crystal ball a glowing light, a golden light. It almost looked like Minato, but it was Naruto. He was standing tall, the glow that emanated around him. He looked like the Sage of Six Paths. He looked like he was fighting off against a strange foe, although he couldn't make out who it was, someone in a mask. I see you were able to master the power after all. That a boy, Naruto. Just hang on. I promise. I'll get back as soon as I can. The glow would eventually end and it would fade. Megumin and Union were surprised at what they saw. Was that him? Yeah. He's doing well for himself. You must be a pretty great teacher if you were able to train him to be that strong. You think you could do the same for me? Megumin would ask. Well, I don't know a thing about this world or anything in it, but until I can get back, I'm gonna have to make the most of it for now. So, Megumin, right? Jiraiya would say as he smiled. What do you want to know? This concludes Konosuba, the explosive sage of the wonderful world. What if Jiraiya was in Konosuba, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue My Hero Academia: The Dark Knight Returns. What if Deku was Batman? Season 2, Part 1. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.